So there are a few actually unmet needs. One of the, I think, most important one, that we have very limited treatments for progressive disease. We had one treatment approved 2 years ago for primary progressive MS, and recently we had one that was approved for SPMS. But still, we do not have the same treatment that we have for relapsing disease as for progressive illness, and that's a huge unmet need because patients continue to progress over time and have more and more disability and affect their quality of life, affect their functional level, and it's so important to really have more clinical trial about progressive disease. Another unmet needs is that I see in my clinical practice, the prevalence of depression and anxiety is so high, and there are not enough specialists in the community, psychiatrists, that number one have MS experience, that know how to treat patients with MS, and number two, most of them do not accept any medical insurance, which make it so challenging for our patients to really seek and get ongoing treatment. Because I do believe, and I think most of my colleagues think, that mental condition is much more important than the physical conditions of our patient. So it's so important and critical and timely to treat depression, to treat the mental condition of patients. I think that's important. And lastly, another unmet need is we don't have enough remediation programs for cognitive deficits. And I think most of what we have, they're pretty limited anyhow because there are no treatment, no medication that you can give patients to treat the cognitive deficits. Although different than Alzheimer's disease, also in Alzheimer's disease, you don't have medication that can change cognitive function, that can make them with better processing information, better memory. And hopefully I will see in my timeline that in my lifetime, some new medication for cognitive dysfunction in MS, because it's sometimes devastating to see patients with cognitive deficits that have difficulty at work, lose their job because of cognitive deficits. So I think those are the areas that I think that they mainly unmet in our populations, really the progressive illness, the emotional management, and cognitive remediations.